What does the Torah say about money? Or do you really want to be rich? Those are going to be, one of those will be the title of the Sefer slash book that I'm eventually going to publish about making money. Do you really want to make money? Do you really want to be rich? There's a lot to talk about over here. Just want to say by an introduction that people spend approximately 50,000 hours working during their life. They're working to make money. Why don't people spend a couple of hours, a couple of hundred hours, a couple thousand hours figuring out what to do with that money? If you're just working to make money, that's not where all the money's going to come from. Yeah, there's going to come money from working, but the real money is going to come from investing responsibly. That's why it's important to get educated. That's what I'm trying to do over here. But you have to figure out, do you really want to be rich at the same time? Just to give a brief introduction, and then I just want to run through the table of contents and put out around 60 different videos going through each one. Some will be shorter or longer than others. Currently, I have over 100 pages typed up on this. Nowhere near from done. That's why I don't want to publish this prematurely. But I figured if I make a videos as I go, it will help me do it. And also when you talk about it, when you speak it out, it's different than if you just think about it in your head. Figured it'll be a double advantage, and other people could benefit from this topic greatly. The introduction is like this. This is vital for anyone to know about. Anyone, no matter what religion, this is crucial for anyone. Now, of course, a tremendous amount of information is coming just from what the rabbis say. Of course, that goes without saying. However, there's a lot of knowledge over here that comes from great investors who weren't necessarily Jewish and is important to know and to apply. There are three steps, basic steps that a person needs to take in order to make good financial investments. The first step, get out of debt. Okay, we're going to come back to debt. There could be a good type of debt. Debt on a credit card, that's a bad type of debt. Number two, you got to make more money. Those are short and simple steps. Many people fail to take these steps, though. The third step, that's going to be the financial investments. All right, that is going to be the scariest, perhaps, the most complex, and it could also be the most fun. But it cannot be properly made without successfully accomplishing the first two steps. Furthermore, a person's got to get educated and know about the investing. Let's run through the table of contents and then wrap it up. We have an intro, which we just gave a brief intro. Get out of debt. We already discussed that. Get more money. Keeping up with the Joneses and social proof. Keeping up with the Cones. You could Google those terms. Rat race. You could Google this. We're going to go through each one in and of itself. What is money? Production versus consumption. The wealth equation. Are we honest about a relationship towards money? What should my net worth actually be? What is net worth? Stock or a charity, investing in oneself, financial investments. What is investing? Trading versus investing, options, etc. Diversification. What does never lose money mean and how is that possible? Will the status quo continue? Dividends. Very important to know about compound interest. What is S&P 500? These are new terms. You're in the right place. And even if you already know these terms, believe me, you're going to be getting a lot of insights over here. Should one hire a financial advisor? Most people definitely not. What is dollar cost averaging? Retirement, IRAs, Roth IRAs, 401ks, 529s, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, investing internationally. Don't be cash poor. Bonds, CDs, high interest yielding savings account, and money market funds, or an HIYS, gold, other precious metals, silver, inflation, real estate. What is the average millionaire like? How does the average millionaire live? Who is the average millionaire? Advice to become a millionaire. The most millionaires get supported by their parents. Surprise answers coming up. Is wealth better for one serving God? What are the cons of wealth? What are the pros of it? What are the cons of poverty? What are the pros of poverty? Bottom line, which is better? Simple question. The answer is not so simple at all. Ultra wealthy or retired inheritance. Why are so many learned and God-fearing Jews poor? Why are so many irreligious Jews so wealthy? The stereotype, the line, Jews are cheap. Is that true in any way, shape, or form? Where does it come from? Or is it completely false? Money is time. Time is money. True diamonds, money talks slash incentives. Does the expression a penny saved a penny earned still apply today? Now they stop making the penny. It costs 2 pennies to make the penny. Rip off. Materialism. Make sure your money was honestly earned. The money we have isn't even ours. Money can sometimes change a person for the worse. Someone who has a lot of money shouldn't show it off. Is there anything wrong with praying that God give us $1 million? Yisachar Zvulun and Kolel, aka someone supporting someone else learning and learning full time. Not everyone will merit wealth. Anyone who learns Torah will have success with his assets. Why do the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer? Should we honor wealthy people? Should money control where one lives? Someone who works must set aside time to learn without distractions. What can't money buy? A lot of things. Why is it so difficult to make money? What job should we choose? Lottery winners. Is our financial status predetermined? How is it possible not to get jealous? True wealth and miscellaneous. That is 110 pages in Word single space as of now with hundreds of footnotes. Okay, why did I start researching this topic? Well, just a little background information about myself. I grew up in a definitely above average lifestyle, even for people who grow up above average. I grew up in a house. Well, we had a large family. Basically, I had my mother, in short, and when my father passed away, my mother got remarried. My mother sold her house. My stepfather sold his house. We had 9 people living there at one time, including live-in housekeeper. And I grew up on a half of an acre. And I was basically groomed to become a businessman, a lawyer, someone on Wall Street, something like that. I actually interned in the commodity exchange, crude oil on Wall Street for a summer. I interned in real estate for a summer, and in high school I was in Business Institute. In college, I have an economics degree from college, and but however, 99% of the information that I'm sharing is not learned from those places at all. In fact, it was actually only learned within the last 5 years because we had a question that we had to make. We bought this house around 5, 6 years ago, and I was sitting here in this chair around 5 years ago, this exact spot, and I saw, okay, we have a little bit of extra money over here. What should we do with it? Should we pay down the mortgage and put more money to end the mortgage earlier or not? So I started researching, and the answer I find was actually interesting, and I connected to this. I do come from uh, a family of successful, my extended family. They're very successful in all of their professions, and so I started researching this. I guess just naturally, you know, I have a lot of farm, and this is what I do. I learn, and I'm able to comprehend information. Baruch Hashem blessed me with a good brain, and started researching and I found the topic interesting. And as I continued, I was thinking to myself, there's a lot of sources for this in the Torah and a lot of ideas, and there's a lot to said, and this is actually very important topics. And that's basically why I decided to look into this. And I want to share this knowledge because it helped us and our family tremendously. And I hope it helps everyone else as well. That's basically why I decided to make this, and I think that it will be popular. I think that people will be interested in this. Okay, and the reason why I specifically put it out now is because of an episode that happened with one of my chavrusas, study partners, which his name will be unnamed. I don't know if he wants to be named, but basically wanted to start making this more public and start getting serious with writing my Sefer. I kind of put it on hold. I wrote all this a long time ago. I'm kind of always adding little tidbits, but I figured this will maybe help get it through, similar to what I'm doing on Yeshua on the other playlist, which is kind of writing while making these videos. Okay, see you in the next one.